All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Monday, April 19th edition of the MMAOB Daily Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Adam Martin, and I'm joined by my man there, Big Marcel. What's going on, big guy? How are you?
Hey, what's up, man? All good. I'm a busy weekend, so
Oh, yeah.
yeah, new week, even busier, I guess. So yeah.
Yeah, it was a busy weekend, especially for me. I mean, I wrote so much this weekend, guys. Like my hands are just sore, but it doesn't end. But I'll be honest. Like most of it was about the Paul Askren fight because that's what people are reading about. I know you hate it so much, though. Like I get it, right? Like we got okay. Let's start with this. I sent the tweet out for the podcast, and Marcel was shitting on the Askren Paul fight. I sent the tweet. I didn't see your tweets, by the way. I was at the doctor's office. I was at the doctor's, and I was like, okay, let me write this tweet out right now. And it's like, okay, we're going to discuss Askren Paul. Marcel's like, yeah, I ain't retweeting this.
Couldn't do that, man.
No, I understand.
I have to make a joke, man. What you said, man. You said your hands are sore from typing. It's like 5 years ago, your hands are sore from different stuff, but that's
of course, that stuff too. But Marcel, so let me ask you. Okay, so I know you think it's a joke and everything, but did you watch it?
No, man. I only saw the highlight.
Man. Okay.
No, I mean, if I have to choose between UFC and Thriller Fight Night or whatever it was, I'm using UFC anyway, man. So,
yeah,
and it's you got to understand, man. It's like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. in the morning for me. I don't want to go like two screens and that kind of stuff. And I just want to lay back in my chair and watch some fights. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's kind of different. So listen, if it was at 7 p.m. over here, 8 p.m., I might have done it, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I had UFC on the TV, and then I had the laptop. I got a free code for the event, so someone gave me a free pay-per-view, which was awesome. And I did watch it, but I was watching more UFC. It was more focused on UFC, especially because the first 2 hours of it was just music, right? It wasn't even fighting. It was just all musical acts, which was cool because like Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, Black Keys. There was some good music. There was some good music, man, honestly. But there was a lot of garbage in it too. It was just honestly a really below average production, in my opinion. Like the production values were good, but it's just like the stuff that was going on was very low value. As far as the fight goes, we gotta talk about, I'm sure you saw the video of the fight. Did you see it at all or no?
Yeah, I saw the knockout.
Yeah, I mean, I predicted it. I read in the article last week. I don't know why so many people were picking Askren. Again, people are looking at it as a joke of a fight, but Jake Paul, listen, he's not that bad. What?
You shouldn't be proud about it that you.
I should be, man. The line was close to even, though. I mean, the line was very close. I don't think it's the best prediction ever. You know what I mean? But the line was close to even, guys. There was money to be made on this fight. There was, because people thought Askren had a chance. I didn't. By the way, he didn't look like he was in shape at all. During the fight, I was like, damn. Did he even train for this fight? Anyways, listen, Marcel. He went in there, He got knocked down. Didn't even get knocked out cold. Referee stopped the fight. He collects a $500,000 paycheck and goes home with his wife. He's happy. And Jake Paul now gets another big fight probably. So I don't know what you think, but it was a nice knockout or a nice knockdown, I should say. It was pretty cool.
I mean, listen, man, it's what I said in the tweet as well. I respect Ben Askren. Dude has been an amazing MMA fighter for years, always very underrated because he was in the UFC, right? So people were very underestimating him. And when he came to the UFC, he was almost semi-retired already. So it's I definitely happy for him. He got his paycheck, and he earned more than he did at any other fight he did before. So, I mean, I'm happy for him. But the thing is, it's actually kind of sad, man, that a retired MMA fighter has to do this to earn a big paycheck outside of the MMA community world to go to boxing to fight a YouTube star and make a lot of money.
The same thing with Frank Mir. Frank Mir made $250,000. It was a great payday, right? And he didn't look as bad as I thought. I thought he was going to get knocked out. He didn't get knocked out. He went I think it was 6 rounds of his fight. He didn't look great, but the commentary during that fight was a mess too. It was overall, the show was a mess, but it was more fun to go on Twitter and talk about with people. Just be man, this is so bad. It was so bad. It was almost good, but not really. I did enjoy I enjoyed the fight though, man. For as long as it lasted 2 minutes, it was good for as long as it lasted. There was that feel of this is a pretty big fight. Didn't you feel that a little bit, Marcel? You could see, but fans were saying people were excited for the fight.
Yeah, you know what it is? I did a poll on my Twitter 5 or 6 days ago, or maybe 7 already, and I asked people what is a bigger fight in your opinion, or bigger event, the Paul Askren or the Whittaker against Gastelum? And I think almost 75% had Whittaker Gastelum, which made me happy, to be honest. But I was surprised, man, because many people said telling me like this Askren Paul fight is way bigger, But I think it's way
Bro, I mean,
bigger
but
with
Marcel,
yeah,
hardcore fans are following you. It's hardcore MMA fans. Let's be
yeah.
honest.
But
It's not casual
I,
fans, bro.
I don't only have hardcore fans following me. Like I also have guys like who maybe listen, man. I have a lot of followers
Oh yeah,
who have like Connor 2025. Is he 40 42?
true.
I don't say those are casuals, but I have also casual fans following me, man. I don't mind.
Fair enough.
I
No,
respect
I do
everybody,
too. Yeah, yeah. No,
But
for sure, for
yeah,
sure.
for me, I would never pick a fight between a YouTube star and a former MMA fighter going boxing debut or whatever it was, going up against Whittaker Gastelum. I would
Yep.
never do that. I think it was at the same time of Arlovski Sherman. By the way, it was not at the Gastelum Whittaker fight, but I would never pick that over that. You know what I mean? So, for example, people will be shocked, but I've never watched the McGregor Mayweather fight in its whole. I only saw highlights of it. First of all, I respect boxing. I respect boxing a lot, to be honest. But I'm not a huge boxing fan. I'm really an MMA fan, and after that, I really like kickboxing. But boxing is like third for me. You know what I mean? So I would always pick the MMA event to watch.
Me too. Me too.
That's just the thing, and I respect everybody. I know, for example, Cole Shelton, who was always great on this podcast with you. He was really hyped for that fight. He told me about it, and it's cool. He said he's going to watch with friends and all. I mean, I respect that. I know many MMA journalists watched that fight and were pumped for it. That's okay with me. It's no problem. But where I have a little bit of a problem with, you know that I say that, and I know that clicks generate money, so I'm not going to shit on anybody for that. But I'll tweet about it. You know me. I'm a dickhead if it comes to that. So I was like, come on, guys. We are now on Monday. This happened on Saturday night, and I still see like coverage of like 5 articles a day by websites and by people. I was
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
come
we
on,
are
it's
too.
over now.
We
Yeah,
are
I know.
too. Yeah,
But
no, it's fair.
I am
I
not.
agree. Yeah, I agree with
I'll
you. I think the
never
criticism is
point.
fair.
I will
I
never
think
point a finger personally to
Mhm.
people. By the way,
I think the criticism is fair, though. Honestly, I don't want to write about it 5 or 10 times a day. I really don't, but I have to do my job. And right now, that's
I
what people are
understand.
reading. Quite frankly, that's what people are reading. They care about that. They cared about the Whittaker Gastelum fight to a certain extent, but most people on the internet were reading about Jake Paul and Ben Askren. They still are today. So that's why you have to write about it. That's like you have to understand from the media's point of view. But as someone who is writing the articles, I didn't want to write as many as I did yesterday. I don't want to write about this fight anymore either. Like I really don't. But I know probably for another day or two I might have to. I think after that it'll kind of slow down.
Yeah, I just want to say it's absolutely not to bash any media member. And absolutely, I know you write about it too. So I
Yep,
respect you a lot. So
of
it's
course.
nothing personal, but it's just in general, man. That I think it's and it's a community thing. I mean, people want to read about it probably what you said. So, but it's kind of sad that that fight gets a lot of attention.
Yeah.
And other fights who are probably more important in my opinion, but who am I? I'm just
Yep.
one person, don't get that coverage. You know what I mean? And that's just me, and that's just my opinion, and that's just
Yep.
one person's opinion. So whatever.
Yeah. So I mean, the only other thing I would ask you, like, I know you don't care, but like we have to talk about who he could fight next, because I think he probably will fight someone pretty notable. The odds came out today. They're saying that Joe Fournier guy, who's like I think he's a YouTuber too, but he has 9 boxing matches now. Like he's an undefeated guy with like 9-0-1 or something. He won on the card as well. He knocked the guy out in the prelims. So that's the favorite. But Dylan Dennis is there. Tyson Fury's little brother's there. Mikey Fury, I think his name is. Conor McGregor, BJ Penn was on. Like, there's a bunch of guys. Tyron Woodley, Dylan Dennis. Like, who do you think he'll fight next? I was talking to Cole. He thinks it's going to be Woodley. I think that would be an interesting fight. Another video came out. So again, Marcel, I know you don't want to talk about this guy, but if Woodley fights him, we're going to be talking about him again. So what do you think?
Bro, Woodley fucks him up for real.
I hope so, right? Like, I hope so.
I don't think Jake Paul wants that fight, to be honest, man.
But how if he knocks him out? How if Jake Paul knocks out Woodley? I mean, Woodley's train's not the same.
It's possible, man, but I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
But
I think it'd be a good fight, though. I would watch it. I would honestly watch that fight.
Maybe I will as well, but you don't have to do it at the same time as a UFC event or something.
No, I agree. I tweeted. You saw my tweets, right? I think that really just is stupid, because you hurt the fans. Like, the fans would like to watch one at a time. They don't have to get distracted. They always do this, Marcel. It's not like the first time they did this, but as a fan, I would have liked to have, kind of focused on one or the other. But like you said, I think it was the third round of the Sherman fight where it was a quick fight. If it was 8 rounds, I mean, who knows? Like, I don't know what my focus would have been on. But either way, okay, let's get to UFC now because I think we've spent enough with this fight. Let's talk about this fight, Whittaker Gastelum in the main event. How was your picks? I went 7-3, but I got Al Hassan wrong. We'll talk about that. That one hurt me. But
yeah, no, my picks weren't that great, man. But I had this one correct.
Yeah, they were okay this week. I mean, I think I did better than a lot of people in the pool, but that's not saying much because honestly, it was kind of a weird card.
Listen, bro, if you pick Malkoun over Al Hassan,
that is a hard. I don't know anyone. I literally don't know anyone who picked him. Like, I mean, it's just a crazy pick. Anyways, let's talk about Whittaker Gastelum. Yeah, I mean, he looked outstanding, right? Like, he looked great. Whittaker looked amazing again. 3 straight wins, guys. And, this is a dominant win. It was 50-45. It wasn't even close. And not only did he show his strike, he showed his wrestling, which was good to see, right? Like, I like to see that. So do you think it's going to be enough for him to get the rematch with Izzy?
Yeah, definitely, man. It was a dominant win. After that, I had a dominant sleep as well because it ended at 7:30 a.m. over here. So I had to watch a few fights back because I kind of fell asleep at some fights, man. It was not because it was a bad event, but it was like really late.
Honestly, it wasn't a great card. You know what? It was one of the weakest cards. It was one of the worst cards of the year. I mean, it was still a decent card, but not really. It really wasn't, Marcel. I don't think it was a great card. Yeah, I think I would just give it like a 5 out of 10. Anyways, go ahead, talk about it.
Yeah, sorry. Whittaker, man, great. You know my stance on Whittaker, man. He should have had that title shot, that rematch already. So this already pushed him more towards that rematch. And listen, man, Marvin Vettori, great win last time out, but I think they got to rebook the Darren Till fight, or either they have to fight him against Brunson or against Costa, But Whittaker should be next, and I don't think if you ask the MMA community, 95% will say Whittaker should be next to be fighting for the title.
Yeah, he should be. Vettori wants it. Obviously, he's out there talking smack to Izzy, but the thing is, Whittaker, they have that history. I think Whittaker's a bigger name. He's obviously sold pay-per-views before, so that'll be the fight. I would guess that'd be the fight. And the odds are out now. Israel was I think it was minus 275 and plus 250, I believe, on what's his name, Whittaker. So I mean, Whittaker's a big underdog again. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but I think Adesanya should win. But man, that's a steep line. Let me get these comments. Kevin says, "Nice job, man. Yeah, he is a fade for sure." I'll talk about that fight in a few minutes. I have some things to say about that fight. Glenn, too many decisions in UFC Bellator this weekend. That's why I believe there should be a finish bonus, bro. You're preaching to the choir. I've been saying for like years now, like give 10,000 extra for each finish. I've been saying it for years. Why not? Other promotions do it. I think ACB or ACA does it, right? Like they used to do it. There's lots of promotions that did this. It's not like it's a new thing. I think Invicta does it, don't they? I think they give a bonus too. Maybe LFA or one of those promotions in Texas too. Yeah, I think you should give a bonus for finishes. And there were a lot of decisions on this card. This card really dragged on, guys. Like I felt tired watching this one. There were 10 fights. 10 fights and 8 decisions. That's a long night. That is a long night. I'm not saying every decision means it's going to be a bad fight. Obviously, that's not the case. There's great fights that go to decision, but there were some fights in this card that kind of just like dragged out a little bit. They're kind of not great. Anyways, Whittaker Gastelum, great. It was a good fight. Let's talk about the co-main event. Well, let's talk about the co-main event that was supposed to be Jakar Close, Jeremy Stephens. So I got a few things to say about this. Man, it sucks this happened. Also, that shove was extremely hard. Like, it came out of nowhere. The guy wasn't expecting it. So people that are calling, like, Jakar Close is a professional MMA fighter. People are calling him a wimp and a pussy and stuff. Like, are you kidding me, guys? Like, that's terrible. The guy got legitimately injured. He was cutting weight, guys. Like, people understand. He was probably cutting 20 pounds, Marcel. Like, his body's dehydrated. He gets shoved out of nowhere. He did get something called whiplash, I believe. So it's unfortunate. The fight got canceled. Stephens should be fined for this. I think if it was anyone else, they'd be cut. They won't cut him. Paul Daly got cut. They won't cut Jeremy Stephens? Jakar Close should get his win bonus and show money, obviously. I hope they gave him something. It was just disappointing. And also from DraftKings, a lot of people were upset, Marcel, because it screwed a lot of people. Like, I lost money because, they didn't give us a chance to readjust the lines. That's just not fair. Like, the card hadn't even started at that point, guys. So I think that was a mistake. A lot of people were angry about that. But overall, I just saw a lot of the comments towards Jakar, and I thought they were, kind of stupid, Marcel. What do you think?
Listen, man, I will get a lot of shit for this, but Jeremy Stevens is a proven toolback, you know, and I mean, you should be fined, in my opinion, if you touch somebody during the weigh-in. There should be a rule. They should have made that rule right now. And I know that Dana loves it, you know, and he's always laughing when things like that happen. He's like, "Oh no, the commission doesn't want it, and I don't want it." But dude, you just love it because it sells better. But they should do something about it, man. It's not the first time things like this happen. You know, now a fight gets scrapped because of it. People can call close a pussy or whatever they want, man. But like you said, he was dehydrating. Probably he had cut weight. You know, um, listen, man. If you get pushed in a certain way hard and you don't see it coming, you know, you are not like. Or do you say if you see somebody pushes you and you see that you're gonna stand, you know what I mean, you
Yeah,
expect it. But if you don't expect it, if I push somebody and somebody doesn't expect it, it flew through the window, you know what I mean.
yeah,
So I mean, people can say whatever they want, but Jeremy Stevens is to blame for this one. And
hundred
listen,
percent, man.
as much as I like Jeremy Stevens as a fighter, I always said outside the cage how he acts all the time, complete toolback, man, and he
Yeah,
should be fined for it.
I agree. I remember when Dana White bailed him out of jail that one time because he was supposed
Yeah,
to fight
yeah, definitely.
Eves Edwards. Dana White bailed him out of jail.
Yeah.
So listen, he's been in the UFC for 14 years. It's not like he's going to get cut from this, but I'm just saying if it was anyone else, they'd be cut. If it was someone with one fight in the UFC and they injured someone, he injured the guy and they weren't able to fight, guys. So like he lost income.
Co-main event.
Yeah, and they lost the co-main event. So the new co-main event, Andrei Arlovski, Chase Sherman. I call her Arlovski, but I thought there'd be a finish in this fight. Honestly, I thought someone was going to get knocked out. So like they went to the decision. I did think Arlovski would win, but I just thought someone's chain would go in this fight. I mean, it was an okay fight. What'd you think?
Yeah, it was okay, man. Nothing special.
Yeah, nothing special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a typical fight for like Sherman. Can he beat the veteran, or can the veteran still look good in this fight? And the veteran still did what he had to do. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Good cardio in this fight. Good boxing. You know, Malkoun defeating Alisand. So
Yeah.
I made a mistake on this one, guys. I honestly thought it was Malkoun dropping to welterweight. I made a huge mistake. So that's the mistake I made. Yeah, I even said last week, I think. And when they said it was middleweight, I was like, oh, fuck. I didn't even realize. So that was 100% on me, and that'll happen once in a while. You know, I legitimately thought I'd read Malkoun was dropping to welterweight after he got KO'd by Hawes, right? But Al Hassan obviously had missed weight. He moved up. If I had known that, I don't know if I would have bet on it because of the weight gap. So I'm not sure. But either way, it's a learning mistake. You know, you got to be 100%. And know every single detail, and it's my fault. It is what it is, though. But yeah, I mean, you know, like it wouldn't have mattered anyway. To be honest, it wouldn't have mattered. This guy sucks now. What happened to him? What happened to this dude?
Those 2 years of inactivity because of that scandal, which he was not guilty for, has took something from him. But I think, man, because he hasn't looked the same since. We saw his comeback fight against Munir Laziz. The first 3 minutes, he looked great. As we usual know, but he didn't put him away, and he has cardio issues, man. Al Hassan has cardio issues, and man, if fighters can get past that first round against him, yeah, and his wrestling didn't look great as well. So I don't know, man. He might be cut, if not, you know. I mean,
I think they'll cut him. Yeah, I think he's done.
Yeah,
I think that's it.
This was a fight. Like many fans said, this was a fight he should win. This was a fight that was booked actually for Al Hassan to win, I think. And Malkoun 30-27 him, man. So yeah.
No, for sure. I mean, listen, I was never gonna pick Malkoun. I'm just saying, like, I ended up betting on him. I ended up betting on him, and that's the thing. Like, I don't think I would have had I known the right weight class. Well, that's 100% my fault. I'll live with that one. It's okay. I mean, you know, like we're gonna miss details. So I legitimately thought it was a welterweight for some reason because I thought Malkoun after he got KO'd, right? What are you gonna say?
Yeah, it's really tough sometimes because fights get announced. And
I know.
Then it's like, is it that weight class or that weight class, and nobody really knows. And then certain sides have it wrong on their side, you know. So if it's you got to check UFC stats, I think, more regularly to know.
Oh, for sure. I check it every day.
Even there can be a mistake, you know.
I check it every day, and I thought that's what it said, so that was my fault. It is what it is.
It happens, man.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it is what it is. I ended up having.
You're extremely busy, man. So
I know. No. It's not that though. It's just like when I'm capping this stuff, like I want to get all the details right. And for some reason, I just missed that one. So it is what it is. But again, it's not like I would have never picked Malkoun to win that fight. I would have never picked him to dominate that fight. Like there was nothing that would have ever said to me, this guy's going to dominate Alisson. Other than like if you're fading him like Kevin was, that's a good play, and I understood that. But like if you're the one saying, Jacob Malkoun's going to go in there and absolutely dominate this guy 30-26 in with wrestling, I would have been like, you are fucking crazy, because there's nothing to say he could have did that, but he did it. So obviously, the guy's getting better. I think he's only 25 too. I knew he was younger, so he's getting by. Yeah, I mean, he's getting better. But Alisson, 35 years old now, 3 straight losses, Marcel. I think that's it. I think they'll cut him.
It's honestly sad, man, because
it is sad. But he couldn't pull the trigger. He was like Woodley. He can't pull the trigger. He couldn't throw his hands. I'm like, throw your hand. You heard safe, right? His coach was screaming at him, throw your hands. Come on, Abdul. And he wouldn't throw them. So it happens, he's too gun shy now. I don't know what happened to this guy. That the 2-year layoff crushed his career, just destroyed his career. Yeah. Tracy Cortez defeats Justine Keisha. I mean, this was one I thought was pretty obvious. I split decision. I don't know about that. I thought Cortez won the fight. What'd you think?
Yeah, I think so too.
What the hell?
It's pretty funny if one judge has a 30-27 and the other one has a 29-28 for Keisha. So,
well, it's even worse, Marcel, when they have 30-27 on the opposite sides. We've seen that a few times.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I mean, good win for Cortez. Like I think you said last time that she needed that marquee win with a finish. She didn't have that one. But listen, man, Keisha's tough. We know that she doesn't get finished often. Yeah, she got finished against Mazo, but she's tough. She has another split decision loss on her record against Ji Young Kim that she clearly won, in my opinion. And then her record should look a lot better in the UFC. So good win for Cortez, man. I mean, yeah, we probably see her soon in the top 15 or either fighting somebody who is in the top 15 right now in the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah, Keisha's lost 4 of her last 5, but 2 split decisions. Like they might keep her around because she's like kind of a gatekeeper. Mm-hmm. So I think they might keep her around for like maybe someone from Contender Series, like Gloria DePaula. Like that would be, that girl that lost to Jin Frey. Maybe she could fight Kish. That would be a good fight. 2 strikers. Like that would be a good fight.
But that's strawweight, right? This was flyweight.
Was it? I thought she was. Oh, okay. My bad. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because Frey used to fight a little bit. No, sorry. DePaula did. You're right. That was a strawweight. I don't know. Someone like that. But the point is, like someone who's also got like, maybe not much experience in the UFC, like Cortez, like 1 or 2 fights, someone like that. Because I think she is being used as a gatekeeper, but she might get cut too. But yeah, Cortez, she missed weight though, Marcel. That's the problem. She missed weight. So
yeah, I agree. I'm not a big fan of that, but 0.5. Okay, 0.5.
By the way, she said at the press conference, I just saw the clip today. It was on Twitter. She said, she goes like, they were like, do you think you could make the weight? And she's like, yeah, the doctor said, I can't do it. So they had to stop cutting. She's like, but I knew I could cut that 5.5 ounces. And I'm like, 0.5 ounces? So I went in and typed in 0.5 ounces on Google to convert it to pounds. It's like 0.003 pounds. Like she doesn't even know what she's talking about, bro. She thought that she had to cut 0.5 ounces. It was 0.5 pounds. It's a lot. Yeah. She wasn't going to make. She's a big girl. I mean, she's a big girl, obviously. So hopefully she make weight. But I like her. I mean, she's obviously got good wrestling. 5 straight decisions, though. I mean, that's not like you like to see her get a finish, but she's a grinder.
You like to see her get a finish.
I would. I think I even said last time I'd like to see her get a finish just because I know what a finish does for someone's career. Like it helps you get to that next step quicker. So like that's why she's being matched up. Vanessa Mello, Stephanie Egger, Kish. Like we'll see. I mean, she'll probably get someone maybe in the top 15 or so, but I just think the matchmakers are hoping she can kind of take that next step a little bit too. All right, this next fight. I mean, this one was another close fight, man. Luis Pena Munoz, close fight. I thought Pena might have edged out the second and third round, but I don't know. What'd you think? It was pretty close.
It was a really close fight, man. 50-50 for me. I didn't really was bothered with Pena winning. I think Munoz could have won as well. It was a really close fight. I think one judge had 30-27. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm off. Maybe I'm off. It was 2 times 29-28, 29-28.
Yeah, it was.
Sorry.
Okay.
So what's a close fight, man? I'm not gonna be. Listen, man. I picked Alexander Munoz. So I was kind of upset with some of those split decisions because they always went against my pick, with split decision. So, but yeah, I mean, it was close. Not going to be bothered by it,
Yeah, this is one of those fights where you leave it to the judges. You never know what they're going to say, really. Like, there was no one that had a definitive argument for this fight. I just thought maybe Pena edged out a little bit, but like with the striking a little bit, but it is what it is. It was close. Okay, so we got to talk about this fight. My tweet actually made it on TV. Did you see my tweet about them being the two polar bears? I couldn't believe they actually put that on there. I was like, no way, they actually put that up there. That's awesome. Yo, it was like two polar bears just rolling around. It really was, eh? My God. By the way, look at this comment from Daniel. I bet Munoz would score for Pena, third and second for Pena. Yeah, that's what I thought too. No, it wasn't. I don't know if they did say in the cage or not, but according to Wikipedia, it says 29-28 across the board. Let me double check MMA decisions, guys. I thought they said that, but let me double check. Pena, Munoz.
I might be wrong, man.
I'm just gonna double check just so we know. No, it was all 29-28. Yeah. D'Amato and Winter had it the second and third round for Pena. So it really was the second round because the Bell had it for Munoz. Anyways, okay. This fight, now I picked Romanov. I didn't think he won the fight, though. I thought Espino won this fight. So this is a lucky kind of pick for me, I think. I thought Espino won the first and third round, Marcel. The second round, we got to talk about the whole fight. Okay, so the first round was close, but I thought Espino did a little bit more, had like top position a little bit more. So I thought he won the round. Second round, clearly Romanov. And then the third round, I thought Espino had won the first minute or two until he had that nasty groin strike. So I think Romanov's very lucky he got the win in this fight. I will say that like the groin strike was brutal, and I think you could have taken a point away for that groin strike because it was that bad. I don't think he should have disqualified. I'm glad they didn't disqualify him. They gave him a chance on the scorecards. I will say that because they could have disqualified him. Obviously, they didn't. I just think you could have taken a point because it was a fight-ending knee to the groin. And it was really brutal. But, yeah, I thought Espino won. The judges actually scored Romanov the first two rounds. That's how he won. I thought they had scored him the first and third. They scored him the first two rounds. So all the judges had it for Espino in the third round. It was the first – but Espino actually was down, Marcel. Sorry, two of the judges scored it, for Romanov. I'm looking at – let me just pull it up here for you guys. It's just easier that way.
Yeah.
I'll pull it up. Sorry. So look at this. So – this is the scorecard that I had. I had Chris Lee's scorecard. It was just sad because this guy's a shit judge, and I had his scorecard. But I actually think he was right this time because most of them he had first. Not that it really matters, but Roman. The first round, I just thought Espino won. So I thought you thought Espino won or no? What do you think?
Yeah, of course, man. Listen, man, you have to look at the round separately. The first round was Espino's one. The second round was Romanov's one, and the third round. Espino was winning until that knee landed. Yeah. And if you don't take a point from that knee, you have to give it to Espino. The real thing here is, and I always wonder that, and you got to help me with that, maybe can the judges adjust their scores after a round or after the complete fight? Can they do that?
No, of course not. You score rounds by 5 minutes.
I know.
Guys. Yeah.
I know, but can they do that still? For example, if you have filled in 10-9 for, let's see, you have filled in 10-9 for Espino the first round, right? You do the second round 10-9 for Romanov.
They can't. And then they hand it in after every round.
I didn't even know that. That's why I asked you.
Yeah, I know. I've been to the fights. Like, there's a person that walks around and grabs the scorecard, and they take it to another table. Yeah. So there's someone that does that.
Okay.
You score every 5 minutes. Yeah, no worries. It's a good question to ask. Daniel was talking about the Keisha Cortez. Yeah, for sure. I thought Cortez won 29-28. I thought that Cortez won the first and third round, I believe. Jose, this was the guy that was looking forward to the fight more than anyone, the Polar Bears. I think Romanov won. Yeah, it was close. First round was close. He had more controls and strike landed. Yeah, it was close for sure. I mean, listen, it wasn't like – I don't think it was a robbery, but I did think Espino won the fight. That was my opinion. Now let's go to the next fight here. This was super controversial.
Just have to do a rematch.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a rematch, honestly. I don't mind it. It was an interesting fight. It was kind of weird, but kind of interesting. This fight was really weird. What the hell? Look at this ad. This is a brutal ad. Okay. That was brutal. What the hell, man? All right. So this fight, I thought Godinez won 29-28, but this fight, again, you leave it to the judges. You never know. What do you think?
I think it was clear that Godinez won. I think only Pena likely won the third round. I think Godinez won the first and second round. I was really annoyed, by the way, with Dominic Cruz's commentary, who was clearly rooting for his teammate Jessica Pena on this one. He was all the time talking about her perspective and that kind of stuff. I'm like, if you're like that, shut the fuck up, man. I mean, you're not going to go in a booth and try to try to, how do you say that, to talk for your teammate. That is really annoying to me. Be like Paul Felder. Let's be like, I can't do this. I reject from this fight. And I respect that even more. I think it was clear for Godinez 29-28,
The
man.
fans
I
had
think,
that too. 58% of the fans thought Godinez won. Yeah.
yeah, man. She did more, man, in my opinion. Jessica Penne only tried to take her down and to hold her against the cage. She didn't do a lot, and the third round, Godinez didn't do a lot. I give that one to Penne. I have no problem with that. But the first 2 rounds were for Godinez, man, in my opinion. So, yeah.
I thought so too. The first round, I think it comes down, I believe, to the first round, right? Because she had the backpack, right? Didn't she?
Yeah.
That's what happened. And I guess they just thought that she did more with that control. But yeah, I don't know about that decision. And then just the last fight, I mean, it doesn't matter. This fight was easy to score. Austin Hubbard, Dakota Bush. As far as decisions go, yeah, I thought 29-28. I don't agree 30-27. Guys, just because a guy lands a takedown with 1 second left, that doesn't mean he won that round. Bush won the first round, but he lost the second.
No, I disagree with you.
No way. Bush won the first round.
Yeah, I disagree with you, man.
How?
I disagree with you on that. Because I think Hubbard did more in the round. But it was close. I give you that. So I have no problem with you.
If you're saying he did more with like the striking, fair. But if you say he took him down with like 1 second left, did nothing with the takedown, come on, guys.
I haven't scored it based on the takedown.
Then you're right. He did outstrike him a little bit. So fair enough. Yeah. I mean, that's totally fair. That's what it says. I mean, it's not like we can count the strikes in real time, guys. We can't do that. We look at what we see. But the judges didn't have it the same I had. The judges all had it 29-28.
Yeah, but that's even more disturbing because the judges are always wrong. So
true. I know. I know. Rug's back, 28th. Yeah, I saw that. Most active heavyweight. He's talking about Birchach, MMA debut.
Yeah, Birchach's debut. I don't know. He got canceled twice. I have no idea what happened right now.
Right. 2 other fights in the card we didn't talk about. Gerald
can I say one more thing?
Go ahead. Yeah, of course.
I want to give shout out to Dakota Bushman. He took this fight on 1 week's notice, and he looked pretty good, man. To be honest, I think for 1 week's notice, he gave Hubbard a very good fight. He was just gassed in the third round. He didn't do anything a lot anymore. But I would love to see him on a full fight camp. So props to him, man. I really like what I saw.
I mean, I picked this kid, right? Like, I think he's good. I think if he had a full camp, he would have won this fight. I really do. I think he was a better fighter, but he ran out of gas. And I knew that was a risk. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think the problem was the short notice, But I thought he was going to be in better shape. I think he could have been like you got to be in really good shape even when you're not in the UFC because you never know when that call is going to come up. So yeah, I mean he looked good. I thought he looked pretty good. I think he'll win his next fight. I don't know who's going to fight, but I think that he would win that fight. I would assume because he's a good prospect. Okay, Gerald Mearshart. I did pick this one. Gets the guillotine. We both picked it, Marcel. Submission. Both called that shit. I think this is it for Fabinsky, too. I think they might cut him after this. He's, like you said, a blanket. He's lost 3 straight fights in the UFC. He does have that win over Stewart, but he's kind of a boring fighter. And then Gerald Mearshart, man, he finally gets a good matchup stylistically, right? Fights a grappler, Marcel. So, you know what's crazy? Like, he's got 24 submission wins in his career, man. He's incredible on the ground. I thought he looked great. What'd you think?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. We called this fight. I thought it would have been in the later rounds, but he did in the first round, man. But Bartosz Fabinsky gave his neck and he snatched it. So I mean, perfect one. Listen, man, Mearshart is very dangerous on the ground. When you give him your neck, he's gonna take it. And yeah, I'm happy. I called this one correct. You called this one correct. So. It sucks for Fabinsky, by the way, but yeah, I mean, good win for Mearshart, and he needed this one after his 2 quick losses against Heinisch and Chimaev. So yeah,
he's still a good grappler, man. People just you got to remember, guys, it's all matchups. Every matchup's different, and in this fight, it was 2 grapplers, and one grappler has really bad submission defense. So that's why I picked Mearshart. I think that's why Marcel did. If rematch is on the table, who'd you give Romanov and Espino next? I think Romanov's going to be out for a little while, man. That was pretty brutal. Do you have him on Instagram? Because I can't get into his. I can't see. Do you have him, Marcel, on Instagram?
Well, Romanov.
Yeah, because he's private, so I don't know. I tried to look at.
Okay, let me check.
Can you check? Because I want to see if he posted anything. Did he post anything?
Yeah, something with this. That's a week ago.
No, he didn't. Yeah, okay. I saw Espino's tweet. Espino wrote something. He said like he thought he won the first and third round, and he thought that. Romanov should have continued after the knee and stuff. I think he was saying.
It's also with the Oscar.
You see that?
Yeah.
Espino did? He did too?
Espino posted like he won an Oscar with that performance.
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, I don't know. He looked like he was hurt, but all right. Let's get these comments. I expected Cruz to be more biased than he was. Usually when his teammates fight some barrel, like he's super biased. DC is one of the worst. Like when Blagojevic fought, I think it was Augusto Sakai, there was a fence grab, which obviously should be a point deduction, but you don't need Daniel Cormier to stand up on the booth on the table and scream to the referee, take a point. Like, dude, come on, you're commentating the fight. Like, what are you doing? So, yeah.
Bro, by the way, Espino deleted those Instagram.
That's what I'm saying. I just saw his statement today. All right, Daniel, you guys nailed the fight. I put a small bet on GM3 sub. Nice job. Birchach keep making the same mistake. Yeah, he does. And then the other fight, Tony Gravely defeats Anthony Birchach. Yeah, I mean, this was pretty easy too. Just dominance. He looked great. Birchach probably gets cut too, I would guess. You think he's released? Yeah. He can't take a punch anymore, man. His chin is gone now. Yeah.
It was I think it was a fun fight, man. How long it lasted.
It was a good, you know what? It was a good fight. I will give him that. It was a great fight.
I found someone who posted the Espino tweet, so I will send it now to you via DM so you can check it. Maybe fun to show.
Let's see it. Oh, Alec? Okay. I'll show it. Yeah, I didn't see this, but this is jokes. So you guys can see? Yeah. It's jokes, huh?
Yeah.
And then sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. The first and last. Honestly, I understand how the media was throwing to score. It didn't carry strength. I would love a better recording because it didn't give it its parts. I don't even know what he's saying. Anyways. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. All right, let's get these how different things be if Aljo Peter was technical decision. I think it would have been Peter would have still won the fight. He would have won a split decision. So
it's difficult, man, because they might have
taken 2 points. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I don't know. It might have been a draw, actually. I don't know, but I still feel like it would have been a better result than giving the other guy the title for DQ.
I would have preferred a no contest.
Same here, but they can't do it for the fourth round.
I know.
Romanov clearly hurt a Espino dummy. Yeah, I don't agree with him either. What about? Yeah, we got to talk about this. Yeah, I mean, you talk about someone not knowing the weight class. Like, I didn't know that one fight. This girl was actually fighting and didn't know the weight class. I guess she thought it was featherweight. Like, I don't understand it coming in 147. Tell me what happened.
They were scheduled for 135, and out of a sudden, 2 or 3 days before the event, nobody knows, they changed that to a catch weight of 139. So. And when she weighed in, she was what, 147?
Yeah, way overweight.
I mean, was she trying to get a title shot immediately against Amanda, or is she trying to get a fight with Dumont?
I wrote a tweet saying I said that. I said, her and Dora Dumont should find some weight class between 139 and 147. And someone sent me a message like, doesn't featherweight exist? I said, oh yeah, but the UFC never uses that weight class. They actually should do that fight, Farron versus Dumont at 145. Yeah. That's the only fight to make. Otherwise, you cut the both because they can't make 135 guys.
I mean, I'm shocked Farron is still in the UFC, and there's no disrespect.
She's terrible, to her, and she can't make weight too. So yeah. Unpopular opinion: Arlovski doesn't have a glass jaw, bro. You know what's crazy? When he fought Sergey Karatanov in Strikeforce in the tournament, I thought his career was over. I really did, Marcel. Yeah. I was like, damn, he got knocked out quick, and that was like his 4th straight loss by knockout, I think. And somehow, he's reborn. So I mean, yeah, he's a legend, man. He's got 20 wins on the UFC. It's incredible, right? Amazing. Yeah. Does he have a glass jaw? I don't know. I don't think so anymore. It's crazy. His jaw somehow has got better, but I still think a big puncher can get him. But he looked good, man. The guy's definitely a good veteran. Okay, let's talk about Bellator, Marcel. You watched it?
A little bit, not everything.
How about main event Davis and Nemkov? Did you watch that fight?
Yeah, I saw it.
And you thought Nemkov won, or?
Yeah, I think Nemkov won. You didn't think so?
No, I thought so. No, I did. I thought so. I was surprised because some people were saying Davis might edge, though. I don't think so. Nemkov gets the decision. And then Corey Anderson, I thought that, Dolvetchan would put up a better fight. He looked like he wasn't ready for the belt, the big show yet. That's the mistake. I picked him, right? I actually did really good in picks in this card. Amazing in picks, but that was one I got wrong.
The only one I got wrong, that one.
Yeah, I know, right? We both had a good night. There was some upset on the prelims and stuff, but man, this one, you know what? It is what it is. Corey Anderson's just a good fighter, man. We all knew he was good. I thought this was maybe his best performance ever, possibly. I thought he looked amazing. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Scott Fontana saying from Couchside Judges this Corey Anderson can actually win the tournament. And
he can. That version of him can win.
That's a fair statement. Yeah.
I thought he looked great. Now he's fighting Ryan Bader next. That's a good matchup for Corey Anderson, to be honest with you. It's actually a good match. It's a good matchup for Bader, too, in a way. But I still think Bader's got problems cutting to 205. and especially during a tournament where he's going to have to do it a couple times. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see what the odds are, Marcel. But I feel like Corey Anderson might be favored there. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think?
Man, he maybe should be, but I don't think he would be because Bader is still a heavyweight champion, and he was a former light heavyweight champion. So probably not. But it's worth a bet, if he's an underdog.
If he was, I think I might have to. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. All right. Next. And Nemkov's going to fight the winner of Rumble and Romero. That fight's in 2 weeks, I believe. Yeah,
it's actually funny to me, because I would say that you maybe want to have Romero or Rumble in the final, and you have maybe Nemkov in the final, so you have an opposite brackets. But I think that Bellator was like, we want definitely Nemkov against one of those two. You know what I mean? So we put them already in the semis against each other.
And I'm glad they did that fight because I think Romero Johnson's the best fight in the opening round, and I think that it's awesome. It's going to be a great fight. Can't wait to see what happens. Women's flyweight fight. Actually, there's a comment. Yeah, Daniel says, "I bet the Corey fight under 4.5." Nice job. Yeah. That was a good call. That was a great call. Nice job. Fair and smart. She knows she needs to get released to Bellator. Yeah, she can go fight Megan Anderson again. Women's flyweight bout: Vete Arteaga and Desiree Yanez. Arteaga wins a majority decision. I thought that's the right scorecard. She did land an illegal knee. I think it was legal knee, right?
Yeah.
And the ref took a point, which was good. I'm glad the ref took a point right away. He didn't even screw out. He's like, "You're taking a point," and she was like, "Okay." Man, they got to start taking points for groin shots too, I think, and eye pokes a little bit more. Marcel, take a point right away, and guys won't do it anymore. Too many people get away with it, but I thought Arteaga won the fight. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, Arteaga definitely won the fight, in my opinion. Well, man, I hate eye pokes, man. Groin shots are worse, but eye pokes, man. Once, when I was younger, I had a piece of cardboard in my eye. It went in my eye, and I had a little bit torn inside my eye. I never had that pain before, man. It's a horrible pain, because you can't press on it. It gets even worse. And you can't do anything. You just have to heal it. And I think I had problems with my eye for 7 years. So, I mean, that sucks. You don't want to have eye injuries. So it's pretty severe, and you should take points from that. Groin shots, groin shots are maybe not really severe if they're not that hard, but at the moment they hurt. Yes, listen, man. If you had an awful groin shot, of course, you can even get the surgery for it. If it's that bad. So I agree with you. And about the fight, Arteaga won the fight. I think she clearly won the fight.
Yeah, Kevin. If the ref has to stop the action or address, if I agree with this, it should be a minimum of a half point. You could take half points. That's interesting. I don't know if they want to get involved. I think it's just going to be 1 point or 2. But I know what you're saying. That's an interesting one. I just think that guys get away with shots to the groin way too often and eye pokes. But it is what it is. Because I'm glad the ref took the point for the knee. Okay, gotta talk about this fight, man. This was the best fight in the card. This fight was, I think, fight of the year, maybe. I don't know. This was an amazing fight. Paul Daly, Sabaho Masi. This fight was fucking incredible. I love this fight. This was an absolute war. It reminded me of Nick Diaz versus Paul Daly. It was kind of like that a little bit. Paul Daly the other way around this time. He gets dropped early. He comes back and survives and wins the fight. I thought this was an amazing fight. What do you think?
Yeah, man. Great fight. And I knew it. I knew Paul Daly was going to put him away.
Too.
I knew this was going to happen. So I'm glad I picked that one right. Because, listen, man, the thing with Homasi is he's absolutely not a bad fighter. I like to see him fight. But, man, he gotta say he's kind of chinny, man. He can get put away if he gets hit hard, and Paul Daly got a chin on him. So, that's why I picked Paul Daly. I knew this was going to be a fun fight, and it was a fun fight. It was a great fight. So, good for Paul Daly. And he's back in the rankings now, right? So
finally, I mean, he should have been there the whole time. You know what? They could do the rematch. Oh, Michael Page is fighting Derek Anderson. They can't do that fight. I don't know who they're going to do, but Paul Daly's still one of the best guys in Bellator. He's great, I love watching Paul Daly fight, man. I'm just really sad that, for the last 10 years he hasn't been in the UFC because I think we missed out on a lot of good fights.
Yeah, Paul Daly is like that in that weird spot, just like Renato Babalu Sobral, where Dana said, you will never fight in the UFC again, and they never fought in the UFC again.
What did Babalu do again? It was he held the choke too long. Yeah, the choke, right? Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, you're right. I mean, and what they did was bad. Obviously, you can't punch a guy after the bell, but again, Jeremy Stevens shoves a guy at the weight. You can't do that either. You know what I mean, Marcel? Dana doesn't say
kind of a double standard.
100%. Okay.
What was that? Jason High who pushed Mulhall back then and got also cut from the UFC.
Yeah,
Was
I
it
remember
Jason
that
High?
too. Yeah. Jason Hyde did. Yep. Okay, let's talk about this fight. This fight, man. If you bet on Julia Budd, and I know there's some people, including my boy AJ, who bet on Julia Budd. Come on, this was a really bad decision. Diana Silva won this fight, guys. She should have won as a plus 900 underdog. Marcel, I thought she easily won the fight. I thought Budd did nothing. What do you think?
Yeah, man, great for my picks, but wasn't fair. I think Bud didn't win this fight.
No.
So and it's pretty hard actually because Bud has been a long time champion in Bellator. Got beat by Cyborg and then comes back like this. Not good at all. So yeah, she remains where she is in the rankings, but this wasn't good, man. And I think quality wise, she should have beat Diana Silva. You know what I mean? But she didn't.
Bro, I'm honestly I'm more excited about watching Silva fight next. I am excited to watch this girl fight again. I think she's really good, Marcel. Like, she has a lot of experience. She's been fighting top girls for years, man. So she's actually a very good fighter, and she proved it here. And I thought she looked really good personally. So we'll see. I mean, a plus 900, guys. I mean, that's an amazing performance by an underdog, and she should have won the fight. These fights, some of these can go through quick. Julius Anglikits, easy decision win. Steve Mowry, easy knockout win. I was watching my fiance. I know. I was watching my fiance go, babe, he's gonna shoot a takedown. He's gonna get the fight to ground. He's gonna pound him out with TKO. Watch. He literally did that. I was like, see. He's like, okay. You know what you're talking about. I was like, yep. Not like it matters. All like she cares. Grachik Bazinian looked pretty good against DeMarcus Jackson. Wins the decision there. Raymond Daniels looked. I don't know if you saw that fight. He looked amazing. He actually looked amazing. 40 years old, and he showed a complete game. He was taking this guy down, beating him on the ground, passing guard, going to the crucifix, going to half guard, going to side control. Marcel, I was like, what the hell? Where did this come from? Good performance. Man, I
was actually shocked. You actually said with AJ last week that Stanonik was the favorite, right? Was it the wrong?
Again, the Tapology had it wrong. Raymond Daniels is always.
Oh, okay. I was shocked by those lines because I thought Daniels was, and you guys said it yourself as well, that Daniels should have been the favorite, definitely. And he was obviously did great. Actually, he's actually a kickboxer, right? He's a former Bellator kickboxing champion, I think, as well. So, he did very well, man. Complete performance, and probably the best he looked so far in MMA, I think.
And his wife is
a crazy knockout.
His wife's fighting in one championship this week, I think.
Colby Northcutt.
And
the 28th.
He's married to Sage Northcutt's sister, which is kind of crazy, right? Because she's a lot younger than him. He's 40. I think she's like 23, maybe 25, something like that. So
good for him.
Good for him. I know that's what I was saying. Good for him, man. So he's doing really good with his life, obviously. And I actually really enjoy. I've always liked watching him fight. You know, he's a true martial artist. Like, he is a martial artist and an MMA fighter second. And I think he's like Kung Lee kind of, like one of those guys, Marcel, where they came from these like traditional striking backgrounds. I love watching this dude fight.
Yeah, he's kind of a guy who could play in movies as well, I think.
Oh, I agree completely. Yeah. Yes, that's a great point. Yeah. So I like this guy. I think he's a very exciting fighter. And what's his MMA record now? It's probably not that good, right? He doesn't have that many.
Nah, he's not started so long ago.
So it's 3-1-1. It's not too bad. Yeah, his first dude. I mean, his first fight in MMA, 2008, he fought in the Melendez-Thompson card of Strikeforce, and then he took off 10 years and then came back. And
exactly.
Since then, he's undefeated. So, I mean, he's obviously an amazing striker. We all know that. So, I just thought the fact that he showed a ground game too. That was amazing for me. Like, for a guy who's 40 years old to make that improvement is incredible, guys. Like, it just shows how committed he is to martial arts. So, I got to give hats off to him, man. I thought he looked outstanding. I bet Homasi and he tried before he gassed out. Well, I mean, listen, he's always got a puncher's chance, that dude. He is very, very powerful, but his chin is not good. He's been knocked out like 6 times, I think. Paul Daly would destroy a bus and really blinded fighter, be forgiven. I had a weary parlaying, but yeah, exactly. There's no locks in, mate. That's what I say every week, guys. There's no locks in the sport. Okay. A few other fights here. Lance Gibson Jr., Marcus Surin. This fight was pretty crazy. Did you see this fight? The third round?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Bro, the third round was crazy. This old guy, Surin, who is like 39, the other guy was 25. All of a sudden, with like 30 seconds left, he gets the guy's back and almost choked him out. Like, it was crazy. It would have been one of the craziest comebacks of the year. This card was awesome, by the way. Carl Albrechtsen actually picked him here for the upset, Marcel, over Victor Nemkov. Mm-hmm. Got the decision win. He looked pretty good. Mads Burnell, I mean, I love this guy. I told everyone last week in the podcast, this is the guy. But Burnell's amazing. He gets the win here. He's incredible. He should be in the UFC. And then JJ Wilson was the other guy I was telling people about. Knocks out Carvalho. They both look phenomenal. I thought it was a good card. Any more thoughts on this card?
One. Yeah, I'm also happy I picked JJ Wilson. I picked him as well. So
very good.
I also picked Mats Bernal as well. So yeah, I think we both did very good on this card. I only picked Dovlet's son, Yakshimuradov. I didn't pick him well, but all the others we picked. So I think we did very well on this card. It was a fun card. What I like I said, I haven't seen all fights, but the most of the fights I saw, and they were good.
For sure. I picked the DeMarcus Jackson guy just because he's trained at Sanford. I was like, I have to pick him. I can't pick against the guy. It's not like I bet on the fight anyways. Good for Raymond. Love seeing. Yeah, Valentina, Edwards shoot their takedowns. Yeah. And again, it's not just that he's a striker shooting takedowns, guys. The guy's 40 years old. 40 years old and making improvements. Like, that is, to me, absolutely incredible. So I was blown away. We got 10 minutes left, guys. If you guys, or not even 10 minutes really, but if you guys want to ask any questions, feel free to do that. Let me see what else there is out there, Marcel. Got to talk a little bit of news or something. Got a few minutes here, guys. I mean, there's some fights. Let's go to your page and just do some fights quickly. Let's do that.
All right.
Now, this is a good fight. I'm surprised they didn't rebook Riddell and Gillespie, but anyways, they did this fight. Drew Dober, Brad Riddell. It's a good fight. Someone's going to get probably knocked out. I would assume this stays on the feet. It's a fun fight. Dober's ranked, right? He's 15 or no?
Not anymore.
No, he's not. Okay, so I thought, so Riddell's not. He's getting punished for getting COVID a little bit. Doesn't get a ranked guy. Yeah, good fight. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely a good fight, man. Fun fight. Yeah, I expect a stand-up war as well, I mean, Riddell is a guy who loves to stand and bang. Dober fights. This is going to be a good fight, man. This is a fight people will have notice in their agenda, This is a good one.
Yeah, UFC 263. Let's see. Claudio Silva and Court McGee, two veterans. Loser probably gets cut, I would say, for this one. Yeah, close fight. I mean, basically Silva's a grappler, and then Court McGee would probably be the striker. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, I think this is a difficult matchup for Court McGee, man, to be honest. I think Silva has a very is actually very. People say he's overrated. I think he's underrated.
Underrated. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
He's a good fighter. He just doesn't fight too often. I think that's the thing. And Court McGee, yeah, listen, man, I'm a big Court McGee fan, but he hasn't looked good lately, in my opinion. So yeah, Adam never allows me to give picks for these fights, so
no,
I'm not going to pick any fight, but you kind of know where I'm going. So.
Yeah, Billy Quarantillo and Herbert Burns. Yeah, pretty good fight. Hollywood Handsome. That's a joke. I didn't know that was his nickname. That's jokes.
Listen, man. The thing is, I did a podcast with Money Right Fight.
Okay. I see the Smack God.
Yeah, and he's like, this dude, he said, listen, man, I'm not gay, but this dude is Hollywood handsome, man. And I showed that to Billy, and Billy was laughing about it. So I was like, Billy, dude, I'm not gonna call you Hollywood handsome. So everywhere where I put this post, I call him Hollywood.
I hope
handsome.
He takes the nickname. That's an awesome nickname. I mean, that's great because I think he likes being called Billy Q, but this is a cool nickname. I interviewed him like last month. He was a cool dude. He was cool.
Yeah, very nice.
Wow, this is a fun fight, man. Chris Grutzbacher and Rafa Garcia. This is going to be a good fight. Yo, I think this guy wins, though. This Rafa Garcia guy, Marcel. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I agree, man. By the way, Chris Grutzbacher always releases a tag when I tag him in something. Maybe he's afraid somebody sees it. But
what do you mean? Like you can't go to it?
If you click on the picture, which you see. Rafa Garcia, I tagged him. I also tagged Chris, but Chris removed the tag.
All right, we won't talk about Chris then. We don't talk about you now. So.
No, I don't have any of that a grudge against him or something. Man. Maybe he's afraid the UFC sees us or something, But I prefer Rafa Garcia in this fight as well.
A few other ones, Frevola, Camacho. Yeah, loser probably gets cut. I mean, I'm surprised they gave Camacho another fight. Aren't you?
Yeah, same, man. But this fight was booked for last year, So maybe they still wanted to do that fight both. So I have no problem with it,
Phil Hawes, Kyle Dawkins. That's I didn't see this one. Whoa, what happened to the other fight? They just didn't book it again. That's weird.
It's actually funny because Deron Wynn brought to Twitter that he had signed a bout agreement for July 17 to fight Phil Hawes. So he's like, what the hell is going on here? And I don't know. He said I signed a bout agreement and I sent it to the UFC, but no, I don't know what's happening. So
fair enough. And then a couple other ones: Cameron Ellis, Aaron Phillips. Loser gets cut there too. These are all loser gets cut fights. Same with this one. Medeiros and heads of it. Should be a good fight. That's a good fight. Breeze Arroyo, interesting fight. Nunez Pena. This is a good fight. Oh man, my boy Trevin Jones. He knocks this guy out. My boy Trevin Jones, Marcel. Don't pick against him, okay? He's very good. Don't pick against him. Tony Kelly's good too. Don't get me wrong. He's a tough dude, but man, I think he gets KO'd maybe. This is a good fight. This is
great fight.
Yeah, this was last week. Okay, that's it. That's it, I think. Any other questions? Let's take a look quickly. Got like a couple minutes left. We can finish early. Vic to the Access TV. Yeah, I think it's okay. I mean, I prefer it on Fight Pass because I don't have that. I don't have the channel, so I don't. It's better for me on Fight Pass. Yeah, it is leaving Fight Pass. Yeah, Paul. Oh man, that'd be sick. I would watch that fight, bro. I really would. I don't know if they'll do it though, but I would watch it. Anyways, let's get out of here, Marcel. We'll get out a couple minutes early. Plug your stuff. Let's go.
Big Marcel 24, Twitter and Instagram, and MMADNA.nl, wherever you can find it. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you want. And Adam Martin, my man.
Yep.
Go ahead, dude.
So we'll be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. We'll break down the UFC 261 card. It's a great card. I can't wait to talk about it with you. I still got to look at some fights. There's some tough fights to pick on that card. So yeah, that'll be tomorrow. The BJPen.com, all the news there, guys. MMAOddsbreaker.com. We got a ton of stuff coming out this week. Breakdowns for the main card. Man, bunch of stuff. So it's gonna be busy. And I'm gonna be busy as hell this week. It's gonna be insane. We got fans coming back. It's gonna be awesome. So follow me on Twitter. In the meantime, guys, follow Marcel. I'll be back tomorrow 4 p.m. Eastern with the big guy.